I am Crimey Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers. I use the word fun, and I'm happy to say it equals 5. And I really want to say I'm trying very much to generate a bit of fun in me right now because I've just embarked on this very deep insight and in Genesis of chapter 1, which I had been exploring. And I thought I was taking this in bite sizes, but then I seem to have gone into a quantum leap with really finding, discovering, or having to speak on things that I didn't think I was ready to. And so there I am trying to generate this fun element, which it is exciting, but it's always that kind of game, which the whole thing we know it's a game, but we take on those roles and we take on our roles so seriously that we forget that we can smile and we can have fun in the process. So now I am trying to remember that I had taken on this role, and then I ought to really permit myself to have fun at all times with it, no matter how heavy or light it feels. But then I suppose I also have the responsibility of acknowledging the essence of what it is that I am faced with. And there I am talking about Genesis of chapter 1 and 2, but I had only explored. Of course, I have explored both chapters for the past 3 years, and that really happened when I was writing. In fact, I have mentioned about having my Kundalini rise, and of course, that opened up a new world. I was able to see the scriptures in a different way altogether. So, going through my own personal journey of actualizing self love, I discovered that the things that I had learned, or the way I had learned the scriptures, that it no longer served me. And then there was, oh my, I've just got it. I've just got it. There was an there's a flip side to it. And while I am saying there's a flip side to it, this is the exact essence of what I really want to speak about, because there in Genesis of chapter 1 is one set of gods which comes under the term beginning. Now, I'm beginning to like this and find the deliciousness in it, because the word beginning, which I have done a lot of presentations on, the word beginning, which is the third word in the Bible in Genesis of chapter 1, it equals 9, which is the 9 that we are looking at as our journey of from 1 to 9. That's numerology. Of course, you can see all the letters here. Now, if you are new to this channel and or numerology, I have got information or on templates to numerology, and there are lots of templates, but I must say that I have manipulated the position of the rows or of these letters, not so much the rows, but the order of letters in each row. In not all the rows, but few of the rows on this side. Now, this was done intuitively, and it also meant that when it came to um, this point here, I think it is on the new, there was no inclination or compulsion or any feeling wanting to change that side at all. It all just flowed because I was intuitively guided to have this created as such. And for this purpose, it has been working magically. Of course, we have the word revelation here as well, which is of 10 letters, but it also has the numerical value of 4, which is 13. And it reveals because we call those words into being. So to reveal and hence, even in this presentation too, and Mother Eve, I had this conversation and say, reveal to me, come revelation, and reveal truth to me in this what I am seeing, because I felt a little bit perturbed initially to want to um, speak on this, and now I had to really address my feeling, and it's as if there was all of a sudden, it's as if there was a real deep sadness in the face of Mother Eve. And that sadness was what really got me to go within me. And of course, knowing that when we add um, the word Eve, it totals 14. And as I continue to say, I'm of 14 children and I'm the fifth child. And when we add 1 plus 4 together, it equals 5. And I have so many fives in my makeup, apart from five being the numerical value for my first name, my Christian name. And then it also shows 3 times in my date of birth. So basically, I have fives and nines and ones in my date of birth. So I've got 1 and 5 and nines in my date of birth. And I find that very fascinating in the sense of I would embark upon a journey of fun and find myself being reflected so succinctly in it, we could say. And so basically, I had this conversation with Mother Eve, and I am getting the message that Mother Eve is saying that these gods, it's like the gods have um, have parted me in 14 segments. They have cut me up, and that is what I am getting. They have cut me up in 14 parts, and now I am really wanting to be whole. I'm really wanting to. It's as if she's calling us as children now to come home. And she wants to feel that she fulfilled in her purpose of nurturing, and of course she's also concerned that we are not neglected, we are being nurtured. It's the mother who has the children abroad, and she doesn't hear from them, she doesn't know, she feels their pain even if there is no direct contact. And that's what Mother Eve is representing here now. That's what Mother Eve is crying out now, wanting to ensure that her sons are all right and her daughters are taken care of. Okay, so that is the message that has come to me very strongly, and to just encapsulate, let's see, the gods, which of course coincide with the word beginning, and for number 9. So in chapter 1 of Genesis, 9 gods. It's the God of movement, the God of speech, the one who saw, who said, sorry. There is the one who um, of sight, who saw, although that one might also be of one who saw and cut things, because we see we have the 2 eyes, which would really denote that act of that God of saw. There's the God of division, and there's the God of calling. There's also the God that made, and the God who sets, the God who created, and the God who blessed. These are 9 gods in Genesis of chapter 1. Then in chapter 2 of Genesis, there is the God who planted, so the God of plants or the God of garden. Then there is the God who took, that means the God of subtraction. In fact, I had wondered about the God of subtraction because I had seen where God blessed Adam and Eve and says, I have given you everything to replenish, to subdue, to multiply. And I was wondering about subtraction. So the one who took, I would see it as the God of subtraction. The God of commands, the one who commanded not to eat of the fruit. And then there's the God who formed, of course, the one who gives shape. And there's the God of cause. Of course, that would be the God of effect. And so we have these five gods in Genesis of chapter 2. So the God of plant, that planted, took, commanded, formed, and caused. So um, I'm just feeling very well, should I say blessed? Because blessed is blessed. That's another thing. So we are talking about wanting to come to create wholeness. So I am feeling there's a sense of wholeness that I am wanting to embrace in all of this that realization. And I also feel very fortunate in that sense to be given the inspiration to explore this subject, which is very dear to my heart. And it's funny that I saw this about 3 years ago. I saw this Yes, about 3 years ago, I saw this message was talking to me, but it wasn't clear as to seeing how now that it is nine in one chapter, and these gods have mirrored each other, and they are actors on this grand stage of life. And Mother Eve now is saying she wants to ensure that we have life and have it abundantly. Where the beast was taken out of the waters, and the fish and the all moving creatures, and the light, which we are, was taken out of Mother Eve. And Mother Eve is calling us home, nearer to her, that we can be even if we are out, but there is some sense of uniformity or order, and that she can embrace us. And so it's like arms stretched wide, ready to receive us. And that's how I see this message of Mother Eve and the gods. Thank you for watching. I hope you have found this insightful. Now, we are on 13 minutes. It's given me an insight of a message that I feel is so profound, yet I am thankful that we are able to deliver it in a short space of time. So I hope you have found this insightful. You can go through Genesis and have this discovery, and see for yourself. Of course, it's the way some things are written, but they are there. They are there, and they are the gods. Or if you want to encapsulate all as one God, it's okay. But we see how, of course, in Genesis of chapter 1, we read right through. It's like, and God said, and God saw, and God, you know, and then we come to Genesis of chapter 2 and the Lord God. We don't know about the Lord God, but the Lord God is introduced there. The other thing that puts everything in place as well, when it says, and that's why after God had created Adam and um, Adam and Eve, and it is said that, um, of course, with Eve, it's the reason why a man should leave his mother's house. His mother, he leave his mother. Mother equals 7, and he should take on his wife, and wife also equals 7. So there we see. it's um the aspect of division here. It's like he leaves his mother, but he gets his wife. So the wife is another version of the mother, because and hence we know, no matter how a man tries not to probably have a woman, sorry, like his mother, he ends up getting a woman just like his mother. Okay, so hence the reason why we should understand the essence of numerology to help us understand who we are, why we do what we do, and our makeup. Thank you. Yes, this is very insightful for me, and I'm just giving it live and direct.